So today's video isn't really a story, it's more of a warning, and I don't say that lightly because every time a YouTuber say, this is a warning, it's usually about some bloke named Craig stealing copper wire. No, this is a warning about PayPal, and the fact that they want to become a bank now, which is absolutely terrifying if you are a NSFW artist, a furry artist, an adult creator, or honestly anyone who has ever drawn a titty for money. And before anyone goes, Ronar, you're being dramatic. No, I'm not. If anything, I'm underreacting. This is like watching a quiet kid in class say, I think I should have the nuclear launch codes. So yeah, PayPal. The website that already freezes your money for fun, already acts like your dad, and already treats artists like they're laundering cartel money through deviant art commissions, and now wants to become a bank. What could possibly go wrong? Now, if you don't know what that means, don't worry. PayPal themselves don't know either. They've basically been hinting for a while that they want to shift from being a payment processor to something official, more regulated, more trust us, bro. Which sounds fine until you realize banks hate risk, and to banks, NSFW artists are radioactive waste. Let me explain. Right now, PayPal is already infamous for randomly freezing accounts. You could be completely a normal artist, you could draw nothing but consensual adults doing consensual adult things, and PayPal will still go, suspicious. Lock your account and hold your money for 180 days like they're the Joker. And that's before they're a bank. Banks have stricter regulations, banks have morality clauses, banks have compliance departments full of people who think that anime is a crime. And when PayPal says, we want to become a bank, what they're really saying is, we want more power over your money and less responsibility when we screw you. Because once they're a bank, suddenly everything is a policy. Oh sorry, we can't help you, it's a policy. Oh sorry, we seized your funds, it's a policy. Oh sorry, you violated our acceptable use policy by drawing fictional character with big boobs. Goodbye. And NSF artists already live in fear of that. But the funny thing is, NSFW artists are some of the most consistent earners online. They're not scammers, they're not criminals, they're not selling drugs. They're drawing pictures of cartoon animals clapping cheeks, and somehow that's the most dangerous thing PayPal has ever seen. Meanwhile, actual scams run rampant on the platform, but that's fine because it's not a wolf girl. And here's the part people don't want to admit. PayPal doesn't actually care about legality, they care about optics. NSFW content is legal in many places, commissioning adult art is legal, selling it is legal, paying for it is legal, but legality doesn't mean when a company is trying to look clean for regulators and investors. Banks want to look boring. They want mortgages, they want saving accounts, they want middle-aged men named Gary. They do not want, yes hello, I made $4,000 this month drawing vor. So what happens when PayPal becomes a bank? Well, first off, expect more freezes, not fewer, more. Because now they can justify it by saying they're protecting consumers, protecting themselves, protecting financial integrity. All buzzwords mean that we didn't like what you were doing. Second, expect retroactive enforcement. This is the scariest part. PayPal already does this thing where they look at the stuff you did months ago and decide now that it's against the rules. If they become a bank, they'll have even more incentive to go back through transactions and say, yeah, actually no. Imagine waking up and your account is locked because of a commission you did 2 years ago of a demon girl. And you can't appeal it, and your rent money is gone, and PayPal's response is a copy-paste email written by a man who doesn't know what art is. This is not hypothetical. This already happens. The difference is, right now PayPal is just annoying. As a bank, they've become authoritative. And then NSF artists are always the first to get sacrificed when companies want to look respectable. We've seen it with Patreon. We've seen it with Tumblr trying to nuke itself for 5 minutes. We've seen it with payment processors cutting people off overnight. The pattern is always the same. Step 1, platform grows because it's creator friendly. Step 2, platform wants legitimacy. Step 3, platform throws adult creators into a wood chipper. PayPal is somewhere between step 2 and step 3 right now, and the worst part, they don't even tell you what you did wrong. PayPal's acceptable use policy is written in such a vague way that it basically says, if we don't like you, you're done. You could be following the rules perfectly, but if someone reports you or if an automated system flags you, that's it. There's no human review. There is no, hey, we can talk about this. It's just account limited, funds held, get bent. And becoming a bank gives them more excuses to do that. Now people will say, just use a different platform. Okay, which one? Stripe? Famously hostile to adult content, Square, good luck, Ko-Fi, already uses PayPal and Stripe anyway. Patreon, don't make me laugh. NSFW artists are trapped in this ecosystem where every payment processor hates them, but they're forced to use them because there's no alternative that's mainstream enough to trust. Crypto isn't an answer either. Most clients don't want to touch it, and also the last thing an NSFW artist needs to explain blockchain to someone who just wants a commission of their OC. So when PayPal says we're becoming a bank, what artists hear is we are tightening the noose. And again, this isn't because NSFW art is dangerous, it's because it's inconvenient. Banks don't like edge cases, they don't like things that make politicians squint, and NSFW art lives entirely in the squint zone. Now let's talk about the power imbalance here. PayPal can survive without artists, but artists cannot survive without money access. If your PayPal gets nuked, you're not just losing income, you're losing trust, clients vanish, commissions stop. You look unreliable even though you did nothing wrong. And PayPal knows this. They know they have you by the throat. That's why appeals go nowhere. That's why support is useless. That's why they don't care. Because where are you going to go? This is why the idea of PayPal becoming a bank is dangerous. It centralizes even more control into a company that already behaves like a morally confused hall monitor. And don't get me wrong, they'll never say, we're banning NSFW artists. They don't have to. They'll quietly redefine acceptable use. They'll quietly tighten enforcement. They'll quietly freeze accounts. And when people complain, they'll just say it's for safety or compliance or fraud prevention or whatever buzzword is trending that week. Meanwhile, NSFW artists will keep getting wiped out one by one, and everyone else won't care because it doesn't affect them until it does. Because once a company is comfortable policing that, they'll start policing other things too. Political content, satire, anything remotely controversial. This is how it always starts. So yeah, if you're an NSFW artist or honestly just a creator who values not having their money randomly confiscated, you should be paying attention to this. Diversify platforms, keep backups, don't keep all your money in PayPal ever. Because the moment PayPal becomes a bank, they stop pretending they work for you. They already act like they own your money. Soon they'll have the paperwork to prove it. Anyway, be sure to comment down below what you want me to talk about next. Like the video if you ever had PayPal freeze your account for no reason. And subscribe if you enjoy watching a corporation becoming a supervillain. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace and take care.